I don't know how Nvidia can report earnings and sales after the close and go up. It's up. It's near its all-time high. But if you want to know the definition of freaking incredible growth, I mean, this is growth I've never seen in my life as an analyst. I've never seen this type of growth. I saw growth like this with Zoom during COVID, where they had whatever subscribers and they increased it by like 20,000% in a year or something. But I'm talking about the amount of money that this company is generating, where this isn't a stock that's, you could argue Palantir, they have to fit into their valuation. This stock is not expensive at all. I mean, it's growing faster than all the hyperscalers by a mile. But you're looking at, I'm not even going to go over percentages, because percentages can be misleading, because you could have a terrible year in 2024 and see earnings and sales decline 15% year over year. And then the following year, you get your act together and you're like, wow, this company's growing at 20%. It's because you had a shitty year last year. No, this is Nvidia. I'm not going to talk about percentage. I'm going to talk about actual numbers. I mean, looking 2 years ago, 2023 full year, this company generated $26 billion in sales. Respectable. $26 billion in sales. Holy shit. In 2026, next year, they're projected to generate $200 billion in sales. EBITDA for 2023, a couple years ago, came in at $5.7 billion. Amazing number for any S&P 500 company outside the hyperscalers. $5.7 billion EBITDA. In 2026, they're projected to generate their EBITDA $125 billion. We've never seen growth on this scale ever in any industry and ever any company, ever like this quickly. I mean, this is unbelievable. It's a remarkable company. I'm sure they're going to report in same numbers. Maybe the stock sells off a little bit on the news because it's just had an incredible run over the past month or so to new highs. Remember when I was saying, Nvidia's done. Get rid of Nvidia. AI's in a bubble. Stock's dead. Buy this instead. Holy shit. There's so many promotions that went out that I feel bad. I mean, obviously you see the promotions everywhere because people subscribe to them. So when you look at your return on ad spend, many people are clicking on that and signing up to newsletters to get something other than Nvidia, when you could have just not subscribed, bought Nvidia, and just been happy. And we never ever once, you can't say AI is on fire and have an AI newsletter without saying Nvidia is driving that growth. How do you talk negative about Nvidia? And yeah, you could say the stock price, got ahead of itself. Has it? Has it got ahead of itself? Because look at these growth numbers. It's cheaper now than it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and 1 year ago. It's cheaper because their earnings are growing that fast. And so are sales. Anyway, Nvidia's going to dominate the headlines tomorrow. And you know what I want you to do? I don't even want you to really care. Other than don't look or listen to the conference call or listen to all the notes. It's going to be every place. It's going to be all over CNBC tomorrow. Everybody's going to be talking about the numbers. Holy shit, stocks up, stocks down, this and that, or AI data set, all this crap. You're going to see everything. What you need to focus on is this company is the engine, right, for the whole entire AI revolution. And you don't want to look at it from an Nvidia standpoint. You want to look at it because there's so many factors, so many companies that benefit as Nvidia does better. You know how I felt about AMD. Now I really like AMD. AMD was a stock I wasn't crazy about. They weren't in AI. I tried to pick it off because it fell. It's like a year and a half ago. However, 3 months ago, we told you. So my contacts increasingly was saying, hey, you know what? Hyperscalers now that we're working with, they're using AMD. They're using AMD. It's not just, hey, we're trying out these chips. We're trying out AMD. They're using them. It's a competitor now. I'm not saying it's going to replace Nvidia, but now it's a competitor. They got it right. You have hyperscalers saying, okay, let's sign deals with AMD. And the stock was 115, 120. It's now 166 when we started talking about that. It popped over 180 a couple weeks ago. I think it's going to be $200 very soon. But what I love about this is when we're talking about this, and here's where I'm going with it, not to pat ourselves on the back. We've been wrong before. But yesterday, good firm called Truist upgraded AMD to buy from hold. Yesterday. And what did they say? Quoting here. For the last several years, their industry contacts, component buyers and sellers have told them that hyperscale customers deploying AI were experimenting with AMD's technology as a price check to Nvidia. Nothing more. But, still quoting here, over the last month or so, contacts have increasingly noted that hyperscalers are working with AMD in a partnership manner, expressing true interest in deploying AMD at scale. So Truist upgraded their model, their target price, from $173 to $213. It's $165 today. This follows Bank of America's recent increase in AMD's target from $175 to $200, which cited the same reasons. So new chips are seeing strong performance in AI CPU against Nvidia. So I'm bringing this up because I want to say thank you to all my contacts. It's so important when you guys email in at frankcurzioresearch.com. This isn't about me. We want to always get it right because we all want to make money together. That's the goal here. And my contacts in the data center industry, they had this right. They said, listen, I'm seeing AMD starting to get deployed now. Wasn't really deployed. We talked about this 3 months ago. This is why networking is everything. It allows us to have access public data that's out there. But just because it's public data doesn't mean it goes mainstream. And by the time it goes mainstream like it's going right now, we're in it. Or you should be in it. I'm in it personally and doing very well with this. Because 3 weeks ago, I told you. I said, listen, AMD, it's different now. This is a stock I really didn't like. It's different now. But now you're finally seeing it as of the past few months. But it's nice to get in because instead of buying it at 165, like Truist is telling their clients and Bank of America is telling their clients, we're buying it a lot lower because of the contacts we have. And I say that all the time. I can look at the numbers, guys, and I can analyze anything, and that's what I've been doing for such a long time, in decades and decades. People who work in these industries know more. I can know the numbers and I can go over stuff with you, but once I have that component, I have people talking about it and saying, hey, Frank, you know what? I work in this industry, or we're seeing huge demand here, or hey, people aren't really using these parts as much as other parts. And we got a company that's up literally 300% because of one of my contacts in data centers saying that, hey, you should take a look at this company because we're seeing a lot of their technology being used. And it's a nuts and bolts play that nobody even heard of. And the stock went up tremendously. That's what this podcast is about. Use it for networking. Use it for ideas. Not all of them are going to be right. Don't go all in, especially on, ideas that we have that are small caps. Sometimes they work out tremendously. AVAV is up, 800% for us now? Ethereum in our newsletter is up. Holy cow, I don't even know. Recommended at 160, it's 4,700. I mean, you get some of these things right, they make the next 10 years, 15 years, right? It's a game changer. It's life-changing for some of these. But sometimes you're going to be wrong. You want to limit your downside, of course. But we talk about a lot of stocks here. AMD looks fantastic. It looks great here. Now, when you hear Nvidia report their numbers, listen carefully. Listen carefully to Jensen. See what he's saying about agentic AI agents. He provides information. I've seen him speak at the Consumer Electronics Show. He goes in. He loves that shit. He loves it. He'll spend all day on presentations. He's going over everything that he's seeing. He always talks about the future, what NVIDIA is doing. NVIDIA, again, it's not like they have a lot of competition. They're worried about AMD stealing market share. It's still very small. I mean, these guys are just ahead of everything. If it pulls back on these numbers, all the hyperscalers reported, they all said they're increasing spending. And they're going to increase spending even more going further because of the new laws around depreciating those assets and stuff, which is great. Appreciate a lot of it over 1 year instead of over several years, which makes you spend even more on CapEx. That's the purpose of it, more spending flowing into the economy. But take a look at what they're saying. You see an additional spend on data center technology. Like, what is some of the new technologies? There's so much new technology about cooling devices and cooling these things, cooling these data centers.